Good day, doctor. My name is Reshina Gunasegaran from Group 6. Would like to present about my part in Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu website. So there are five main user interface for the website. First is screen capture of interface. Second is home page. Third is e-payment interface. Fourth is complaint check interface. And last but not least, the complaint lodge interface. So next, we would like to go to the functional requirement. The first functional requirement I observed from this website is the system should let the user to lodge complaint through the system. And the second functional requirement is the system should allow the user to check the status in their complaint record. So moving on to the non-functional requirement. The non-functional requirement is the data of the user which enter in the system should be secure and encrypted. So for the user interface principle, I've choose a report and review interface. So in user guidelines, the interface should provide meaningful feedback when errors occur and provide content sensitive user help facilities. Next is user familiarity. So the interface should use terms and concepts which are drawn from the experience of the people who will make most of the use system. So last is recoverability. So the user interface should include mechanism to allow users to recover from errors. So there are many type of API that have been used in this system. So I have choose language support API. The translation API's recognition engine supports a wide variety of language. So furthermore, for the verification and validation confidence strategy, I choose data analysis. For the VNV operations, construction is published by the design team. The analysis of the paper defines in details about the specification, architecture, and execution of the code. Next, for the maintenance cost factor that influence the software post development is the team stability. Team stability is the one of the factor that influence the maintenance cost. Stability is all about maintaining the same stuff during the pre and the post development of the system. Move on to the next part of the handover problem. I would like to explain about the insufficient system knowledge to the user. The insufficient system knowledge causes the user hard to use the service of the system. In case the user of the Majlis Perbandaran Kuala Terengganu has lack of knowledge on uh, how to lodge complaint through system, it can cause them not able to the experience the service of the system. So next I would like to propose the four laws derived from the Lemons Law that applicable in the Majlis Perbandaran Kuala Terengganu system. The four laws which is continuing change, increasing complexity, continuing growth, and declining quality. So lastly, the possible system problem. For the possible system problem, there are less language option, which is English and Malay only. So the other races will uh, with less knowledge of this language will face consequences if they are not familiar with this language. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hello, good day to madam. My name is Mohan Rupan Raman. My metric ID is CA18045. Okay. Uh, for the part one, the case study theme and the full URL of the website. Okay. For case study theme is about Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu, and the full URL of the website is in the slide above. Okay, this website will give clear description of this objective, such as enhancing the management excellence of the Kuala Terengganu City Council, structured systemic development, beautify and brighten up the city environment, improving infrastructure to increase Bumiputra participation in trade and business, and improving scientific infrastructure. To complete its objective, few departments play their respective role. User visiting the website will know about the Kuala Terengganu City Council history, previous development, ongoing development, and the future development. Moreover, the users will have access to lodge complaint or make e-payment, apply e-license, or apply e-services. Okay. For the possible functional requirements for the website, okay, this system allows user to make their payment through e-payment through the system. Users can make the payment anywhere, anytime, rather than make payment at the office. In addition, the payment is convenient to the users because users can select their payment method, either they want to pay in credit card or debit card or FPX payment. Next, the system allow user to check their payment is verified, successful and verified. The user can view or download their respective receipt after successful e-payment, and the receipt can be referenced for the users in case of any problem or mistake happens in future. And also can view the status of the e-payment after e-payment done, and the status useful for the users to know the e-payment successful or unsuccessful. For the non-functional requirement, the user able to access the website through mobile platforms and browsers. Some users prefer to serve website through the mobile phones because of the mobile data, and some users serve the website through internet browser and PCs as they are stable internet connection and they perform tasks like printing receipt and etc. For the part 2, identifying the user interface design principle in our website. Okay. First of all, this website supports the user guidance. This e-payment user interface providing meaningful feedback to avoid errors occur in provide context-sensitive user help facilities. For example, as Madam will see, the number account and the number load giving tips to users to in order they know how to type the proper account number and number lot. These user guidance such as help systems, online manuals should be able to support the user guide principle. The next part is the consistency. This e-payment user interface applies a prepared level of the consistency. As Madam can see, the payment for the Cukai Taksiran Sewa and Bil Pelbagai have the same format and similar comment punctuation. Okay. Identifying the type of API that used in your case study. For example, the web API. Web API is the application programming interface for the web. For example, the Majlis Bandar Kuala Terengganu website have the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube API. In order the user can feel free to see the news about Majlis Bandar Terengganu in their preferred social medias. For the part 3, identifying related verification and validation confidence. Okay. Some users have low expectation of certain kinds of software. Low cost software may cheapen price but give same amount of productivity as high cost software. It's not necessarily high cost software giving a better productivity as a low cost software. A software engineer to develop the website such as Majlis Bandar Kuala Terengganu must analyze different kind of software and select the best software in terms of price and productivity to ensure the best website is developed. As the user must have zero expectation on any software that's going to develop, no matter how prices it may be. The user must be able to welcome any kind of software and have zero expectation on certain kind of software enables to establish that the software is fit for the purpose. Okay, in maintenance cost factors. Okay, hardware stability. If an application is designed to support a specific hardware configuration and the configuration changes during the program lifetime, no maintenance cost due to the hardware changes will be incurred. Okay. The application must be upgraded to use the new hardware that replaces obsolete equipment. For example, the application used to develop the website of Majlis Bandar Kuala Terengganu must support all hardware configuration as hardware development are increasing in future. This configuration must comply with new changes as technology is developing. Next is the program age and structure. As programs are age and old, the structures are degraded. They become harder to understand and change. If, for example, it's necessary to always change the program that used to develop websites such as Majlis Bandar Kuala Terengganu to avoid hardness to understand and upgrading. This conversion costs that exceed rewriting costs able to reduce and the whole programs are updated and change it instantly. If If the programs are upgraded instantly, even the hardware is replaced, it will not affect the availability of the website. For the hard handover problem, okay, poor performing software modification. Poor performing software modification is one of the handover problems. If the previous any software modification done to the website Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu may cause poor performing software that may disrupt the website. The user in charge of the maintenance of the website may facing difficulty in solve problem or issues that persist on the website. So any software modifications that are done in the website must be constructed and tell the other person about the modification so that can be aware of. For example, the application of any code that leads to a software modification must be explained to other members to avoid these problems. Thank you. That's all from me.
Hi, my name is Nabil Varan. I'm a first year student. My ID number is CD20041. I'm going to present my part in every project. In project part 1, I've done the brief introduction to the website. The Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu website was created in 2016. The mission of the website is to implement governance and human capital development as well as first-class infrastructure for the establishment of a peaceful heritage city. There are 5 objectives of the websites. Number 1 is improving the management excellence of Kuala Terengganu City Council. Number 2, enhancing development in a structured method. Number 3, beautifying the city environment. Number 4 and 5 are improving infrastructure to increase Bumiputra participation in trade and commerce and increasing the knowledge infrastructure. There are 9 main functions of the website, that is urban and building control services, building area advertisement and signage, business, health and food quality control, planning and development control, construction and maintenance of infrastructure, public facilities, traffic management, tourism planning and infrastructure, and urban beautification and brighten up the city. There are 2 functional requirements and 1 non-functional requirement. One of the functional requirements for the website is the system should let the user to take e-license through the system. One of the main functions is to let the user go through the e-license section on the website, and for that the website must grant the permission to user to take the e-license process through the website. Another functional requirement for the website is the system should let the user to download the information from the system. The system should grant permission to access and download the information on the website. For an example, the system should grant permission for user to download the tender and quotations information from the website. The non-functional requirement for the system is the level of performance. The system's performance must be in good condition, therefore it will be accessible and comfortable for the user when use the website. For an example, the time taken to the system to respond to the user's access to download or go through the website must be short and quick. For the project part 2, I've done the user interface design principle. One of the user interface design principle that has been applied to the Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu website is user diversity. Interaction facilities for different types of user should be supported. For an example, some users have seen difficulties and so larger text should be available. The example for increasing or decreasing the font size for the website has been highlighted in yellow color. One of the application programming interface API that has been used in my case study is Web Services API. A web service is a resource that's made available over the internet. Therefore, web services by definition require a network. Web services are usually associated with service-oriented architecture (SOA), or is an architectural pattern for designing software application where features are sped up and made available as services in a network. For the project part 3, one of the verification and validation confidence strategy is marketing environment. Getting a product to market early may be important than finding defects in the program. For an example, getting ready the website of Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu to market client or user earlier may be important than finding defects on the website. One of the factors that influenced the software post-development is the dependence on external environment. If an application is dependent on its external environment, it must be modified as the climate changes. For an example, changes in tender, archive, and quotations system and changes in e-payment system should be modified. One of the handover problem is security and ongoing maintenance. It is the nature of software evaluation that security patches and feature updates are continually being released. It's vitally important that your website software is kept up to date to avoid any potential security vulnerabilities and or take advantage of any features. For the project 4, one of the possible system problem is when using the website is if a lot of components are used in the system to perform a certain task, it can make the system complex, reduce its reliability. Failure in one component can have a detrimental effect on other components. In my opinion, one of the suggestions that can be made in future to the Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu website is to add more language choices option. The website has only 2 language options, that is English and Bahasa Malaysia. It is difficult to some users who want to view the website in their choice of languages such as Tamil, Chinese and many more languages. And that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Alias Ubay Alifin. My metric number is CT20069. The two functional requirement for the website is the user can access the e-service and they also can log in and register the website without any problem. The non-functional requirement for MBKTV website is the user can log in using variation kind of email such as Gmail, Yahoo, Microsoft and many more. The user interface design principle for the MBKT website is user-friendly, user familiarity. User familiarity is the interface, use term and concept which are drawn from the experience of the people who make most use of the system. The type of API for MBKT website is browser API. Browser API can extend the functionality of the website of the web browser. This API can access the component in the device, for example, camera, microphone, battery testers, and many more. The verification and validation confidence strategy for MBKT website is the software function. The main purpose to build this website is to inform the latest news about the state to the server and provide the online facilities for the user. So the software developers need to confident how to build this software. The factor that can increase the maintenance cost for the website is staff skill. The reason is because most of the maintenance engineer in the any company is newbie or still new. Most of them doesn't understand how the software composition. They may use try and error method to fix the problem. One of the handover problem in the MBKT website is insufficient communication in the group. The developer and maintainer must communicate during the handover phase. This will help them in sharing information, fix all type of misunderstanding, clarifying assumption, and providing quick feedback that helpful for troubleshooting and maintaining the system. The possible problem that related to reliability and of software is slow speed loading. Few people have the patience to wait more than few seconds for a page to load, especially when they have become so usual how quickly another high quality website load. This may be caused by the hardware. The server doesn't have enough space to for for a lot number of user to use the website. So they will take some time for visitor to load the website. Then the software also can be cause of slow loading time. The reason is the software use of all the reason is the software use was so old and the developer doesn't update the software. Lastly, the system also can cause can be the cause. The coding is not organized and it's make the website loading unnecessary item rather the main item. And that's for me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amirul Amin bin Azmi. My Matrix ID is CD244. My section is 04A and my group is 6. Today I want to present about my project which is development software in Majlis Bandaraya Kuala Terengganu. My first point is functional requirement. Functional requirement is a statement of service the system should provide and how the system should react to the particular input. It also may state what the system should not do. User interface design principle. My point in this UI design principle is consistency. Consistency in UI design is concerned with making sure elements in a user interface are uniform. Different platforms have different UI and usability. In this case study, the consistent can be seen at the position of the variety buttons. For example, laman utama, MBKT, rakyat, perniagaan, and etc. And then the API. My API is API product. Product API is used to manage your product catalog. There is extensive information in API product. For example, price information, image, product provisions, and product IDs. In this case study, user can get information and features. For example, user can know about facilities, infrastructure, building area, and advertisement. E-perkhidmatan is one of the features that can use search or serve for them to pay some tax and complete some payment. In project 3, my presentation is the verification and validation confidence strategy. Model checking or property checking is a method for checking whether a final state model of a system meets a given specification. In order to solve such a problem algorithmically, both the model of the system and its specification are formulated in some precise mathematical language. The other point is factors influence the software post-development. Document quality is the one of the factors that influence the software post-development. Document quality is a detailed description of the software system is given by maintenance personnel that gives help to other people to get familiar with the system. This also help further in identification and correction of error and improving the system that meets the change in requirements of users or for adopt change in the system environment. Other than that, I want to present about handover problem. In this case study, I want to present one of the common mistake that have become a handover problem, which is not having a specific plan of handover. In this case, the plan should highlight steps to the developers are going to make to get reasonably good code out of poor code. Every development should be done according to a plan. For project 4, I want to present about a possible problem that can be happen in software or hardware. My point is security issues. Security is one of the most commonly overlooked aspects of any business website. So that for keeping the website safety features up to date, software engineer must upgrade to a latest version. This is a way of keeping your customers safe during transaction. Personal information is one of the safety for a user, such as name, telephone number, residence, and many more. The reason why those things must be secure is to protect user from any crime, so that software engineer in this project must be responsible for maintaining the safety of consumers from becoming victims.